I want to be a filmmaker. You want to be a filmmaker? Let's talk about it? This week, I thought we'd talk about something that I find super fun, which is recording your own sound effects. How can we trick our audience's minds and ears into thinking that one sound is actually something else by coupling it with the right visual? How can we take the unexpected and make it sound completely different? How can we take a cardboard box, an apple, and a baseball bat and make it sound like someone's head is being bashed? That got dark real quick. Let's get real creative for a moment and think of things that don't sound like how we want them to sound, and think of ways we can make them sound like something completely different. When you're thinking of creating your own sound effects, you've got to think of how you can use what you have and how you can use that to sound like what you need. So like I said, let's take the apple, the cardboard box, and the bat and think of ways that each of those elements can sound like something that you would hear in a head bash sound effect. Now, like I said, this is gonna get a little gross and kind of gruesome, so bear with me. The apple can act as like the skull breaking and the squish sound that you're gonna get. Again, I'm sorry for the grossness. And the cardboard box can act as kind of the skin and like the outer layer of the head. And you've got to think of how all these different sounds are gonna interact with each other and sound when they're layered on top of one another. You could even add in something like a punch sound effect at a little lower volume, something like that, to just give it the extra like hyper-realistic sound. This is a very trial and error thing, adding and subtracting different elements to make it sound how you want it to sound. You can record a bunch of different things, but the right combination is what you're looking for in the edit. Now, this head bash thing that I was talking about worked when I needed a head bash with a bat, but it didn't work when I needed something with a hammer. For the hammer, you got to take, if it's one thing hitting a head and it's a different thing hitting a head, you've got to take two different perspectives on those things hitting what you're talking about. So the bat's not going to sound the same as the hammer did. Adding little things and little elements can always create a more realistic sound and make it sound better than it would have had it been just one or two of the things. In action films especially, all the sound is hyper realistic and it's a heightened sense of hearing, so you've got to use that to your advantage. We hear the little clicks of the metal gun and the cloth rubbing up and down when an army guy's running. A lot of the sound effects that I do are just adding on top of what I've already recorded in the past. Picking different things here and there to throw in all at once. You've got this nice salad bowl of all the different things that you need, and you can pick from this and that. I don't like that. I don't like that. That sounds too loud. You can turn down the volume. You've got all these different things that you can just throw in together and hopefully come out with a cool sound. But you've got to be super careful, because even if you have all these great sound effects, if one of them is too loud, is louder than the other ones, it's going to take the audience out of the movie for a second, and they're going to be like, wow, why was that one louder? And it's going to kind of startle them, and it's not going to be as good. It's going to take them out of the moment that you want to put them in. So you've got to make sure that you have everything kind of at an even level. Things that are supposed to be louder are louder, things that are supposed to be quieter are quieter, and you've got to make sure that you have this nice, even, like, just uniform sound to the whole thing. The plane crash sound effect from Subject 63. Now, you don't actually see the plane crash, but you hear it. So that is kind of where the sound design for that came into play. You really have to make sure that sounds good. If you're not going to show it, the sound has to be great. The plane crash gives us the idea of what happened. We can hear it, but we can't see it. It still conveys what happened without actually showing it. There's actually no recorded sound effects. It's all different downloaded ones, royalty-free from different websites. You can really get the most out of all these free downloads, especially if you can't go out and record something. If you don't have a good mic or something like that, you can definitely download stuff and get the best out of what you have. You've got to get very creative and experimental with these things so that they sound authentic and real, and it's a lot of fun to do this. Faking sound and making people perceive one thing when that's actually not what's happening is so fun. It's a blast. And speaking of Subject 63, before we close out here today, I want to say thank you to everybody that watched the film. My second short film, Subject 63, I just want to thank you for watching it, sharing it, liking it, subscribing for it, commenting on it. I just appreciate it so much. It's almost at 900 views. By the time this video's up, I bet it'll be over 900 views. I'm so excited. I'm so happy with everyone who shared it. I appreciate it so much. And always, if you like what you saw here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. This has been a Runaway Brain production, and I'll see you guys next time.